I'll postpone
Eric,
until
welcome
you
in. Welcome in, Eric. Eric's doing the welcome today, people.
Is it? Do I do it now?
Yeah.
But it's 2, 1,
Well,
0. Oh, I'm on the
they're delayed.
Welcome everybody to the DJ Life podcast. I'm gonna let Rick take it from here.
Give him applause, ladies and gentlemen. Erik Massengale.
Oh, the intro.
If anyone doesn't know, I feel like we have to give. I feel like a lot of people don't know who you are, but Erik Massengale, Dow Oak Events, North Carolina, Greensboro.
I'm always the dude with the glasses that
interrupts
interrupts the other person.
That's what half the people in the comments are like.
Who's the dude with
asshole?
the glasses? I was like, I've been on every single fucking episode of this fucking podcast. What the fuck?
Hey, in their defense, we've gained like 450 subscribers since we relaunched with the live format. So, we're going somewhere with it.
I'm okay with the dude with the glasses.
The dude with the glasses, Erik Massengale, Dow Oak Events, right here in Greensboro, exactly with me. Look at that FSL. Today, though, we have DJ J Book. How
What's
you doing?
up, people? What's happening? We in the building today. Got the crew on here. Eric, stop yawning.
Hey.
It is not boring already.
That's why he's got the Dr. Pepper, the diet
We got
Dr.
a lot
Pepper.
of great stuff to talk about and stuff today.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about quitting multi-ops.
Boring.
If anyone could guess, that was literally just the grab title that I came up with because we were just going to talk about multi-ops and single ops. And me and Eric actually did a complete episode back when we pre-filmed these, talking about the business aspect of solo versus multi-op, or we were just talking about multi-ops, I'm pretty sure. But
Oh, Icon's in here.
Icon, he's scheduled for an upcoming podcast here.
I don't think we actually did.
I got Icon.
Yeah, he's
What's
on there.
happening?
You did?
Yeah, he's on there. He's probably listed as Charles instead of Icon on the.
I
on the
swear there wasn't a date or I moved it or something. Sorry, Icon.
I was considering now that
I suggested that we hit you up in my defense.
Yeah,
if
he
I
did.
move it, I was like, we should hit up Icon. So,
Yeah, so
I've got
we
you back.
we could possibly in a month here go to like every Tuesday, possibly. I
we
mean,
could double up on one time or go to every. Now that I have this baby, let's just fucking everyday podcast.
everyday podcast excuse
Yeah,
to
I'll
be away from.
pawn that shit on someone else.
Daddy Tom, though, Eric.
All right, so let's get to the topic at hand: single op versus multi op. Jay, give everyone like a little background here because you started with the multi op, if I'm correct on that, and then you moved in the last few years or so into kind of more of a substantial solo op role where you kind of have grown to the point where you can hold your own as basically handling as a single op, right?
Right. So when I started in DJing, I actually was with another guy, and I was a roadie. Started out as a roadie, and he was working for a multi-op company. And, I learned under him for a couple of years, and then kind of started doing some stuff on the side by myself. And then the multi-op actually, reached out and asked if, I wanted to join the team. And so I did, and started doing weddings for them. And I did weddings for them for, I don't know, nine years, maybe even 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I've been doing weddings for them for, a hot minute. And then, it just kind of got to the point where I felt like, it was time for a change.
9 years.
I felt like
yeah.
I wasn't.
you put in
maybe
your time.
valuable.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
You
any
know?
multi-op owner would be happy after 9 years if you said, hey, I feel like I'm going to go do
pretty
something
good.
else. You're like, yeah, I mean, you've made me plenty of money at this point. Go for it.
Well, you would be surprised. Not everybody.
some people are
feels
Not
petty.
from Homeboy, I wouldn't be, but yeah, whatever.
Right. So you'd be surprised. I mean, some people, they don't want to lose you and stuff, but for the most part, moving to a solo op was, God, I have to say that was a blessing in disguise because I was nervous, I was scared, I was everything you could think of, and then when I stepped out there, it was one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
Yeah.
It just made sense. Everything just made sense. Everything just kind of fell in line, and that's where I'm at now.
And you probably had a bunch of connections at that point so that there was and maybe I'm wrong even, but you know, like let's say your 9th year at the multi-op, you do 40 weddings. I don't know how many you do, but 40 or 50 weddings. And then the next year when you're completely solo, you probably did a similar number. Or if even if you did half, because you're making more money, though, it balanced out. But because you're so plugged in at that point 9 years later, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
with, like,
absolutely. So the
coordinators and
connections and everything were definitely made over time. I've got some great connections and stuff here now. And word of mouth is such a key point and stuff when you are first branching off by yourself. The power of word of mouth. I cannot tell you how powerful that thing is. It has propelled me over the last few years, and it has allowed me not to have to jump into some bigger stuff like the knot and wedding wire and stuff initially. Now, eventually, of course, I'll probably travel that road because eventually the goal is to get so many gigs that, you'll have to turn into a multi-op and stuff like that. But as a single out word of mouth, you can't get any better than that here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Especially since most of the word of mouth, they're willing to pay the price.
Right. Absolutely. And most people have seen the work and stuff. So it's I'm not going to say it's easier to book that way, but if they've already seen you, I mean, and they know you and stuff like that, or they've been to an event, I've had people reach out and say, hey, 7 years ago, you did my wedding. I'm like, good God, am I that old?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just like, yeah, 7 years ago, you did my wedding. Would love to have you, do my daughter's wedding. What? Okay. Well, yeah, let's do it. So here's what it is.
So how many weddings or how many years have you been doing this? When did you start like DJing weddings?
I would say back, it had to be right after 2008. So it was like right around that time. Okay. I want to say maybe even slightly before, but 2008 is sticking out in my mind right now. So I would say since 2008, maybe a little bit before.
Damn, I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yeah.
2008, I was in high school.
Oh, God. Come on, Rick.
I was a freshman in high school, I'm pretty sure.
I was
freshman in high school.
I actually graduated high school that year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, the next year. I'm sorry. See, I did bad in high school. That's what that was.
Held back.
Graduated in 2009. That's the year. And
then you.
Good Lord.
So what year was it that you decided to kind of go full? Because you transitioned. You did like part for the multi-op and part solo for a few years there, and then you just. When did you finally go full on solo? No more multi-op. Anything?
I would say right before COVID. I think 2019 was the first full year.
Gotcha.
That I did the multi-op thing. I mean the single op thing, and kind of had my feet in both of them, and then moving forward, it just kind of got better until we got to this point and stuff now. So yeah, since about 2019.
So okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to ask you 4 different things. So I'm going to get a pros and cons list, right?
That's kind of where I was going. That was kind of where I was going.
But I want you to elaborate as much as possible on, let's talk about the pros of the multi-op. And then separately, we'll talk about all the cons. And then we'll go into the solo. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure. Absolutely. So some of the pros of a multi-op, I would say, are the amount of gigs that you would do. Having a multi-op, they are usually tied into those bigger things like the wedding wire and the knot. So they're going to get a lot of gigs, and they're going to get repeat customers. And every year you might have, similar gigs, but they'll get you enough gigs. So if you did 40 gigs one year, you could pretty much expect to do about the same the next year. I would say that's a pro. Let's see, another pro.
Maybe some of the work being wiped from your plate.
Expenses.
Well,
marketing.
One of the things that, I would say, me not having to do that, but one of the things I did was, I bought all my equipment, so I didn't have to rent anything. I had everything. Yeah. I just took an investment and just said, hey, if this is what I'm going to do, along with my full-time job at the time, I was just going to go in and just go ahead and just let's just go ahead and do this. So I bought all my equipment. I didn't have to rent anything. I didn't have to do anything like that. So, I didn't need anything but them to pretty much just get me the gigs.
Yep.
That was the pros of them.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the cons go,
Lots of cons. All right.
Well, he made the
Big
decision.
breath.
He made the decision to
Big
leave,
breath.
so there's a long cons
Right.
list that made him make that decision.
You seen it was like Ace Ventura or whatever, where he's like,
I'll just give you some of the cons.
be easy
Some
on
of
the
the
cons. All right, well, let's move on. I'm just kidding.
some of the
Well,
cons.
let's specify. These are the cons of that multi-op.
Right. This is not every multi-op.
This isn't Dow Oak. This isn't Fusion Sound and Lighting. I mean, we have all pros compared to those cons. We've already
All
addressed
right,
those.
what's the list?
Okay. All right. So let me give you a few of the cons. Few of the cons. I would say that sometimes when the multi-op grows, you get kind of put on the back burner. So like if that multi-op has 6 guys, if they then grow to 12 guys, you sometimes you have a tendency to lose some gigs. So where you did 40 one year, now you're back down to like 30, 25. I would say people kind of fighting over gigs in a way. If you did one gig one year and it's like, why didn't I do that gig that previous year? Why am I doing this again? Like, how come we're not, giving back the same gigs that we get referrals? So, like, it gets kind of messy. The messiness of a multi-op sometimes gets in the way. Personal things gets in the way. Egos get in the way.
Oh my God.
Big time.
Never heard of that, but
Right.
That's an ego.
If it was just strictly, business, the business aspect and stuff of it, I think it would be a lot easier to stick to the structure. Increasing of, the percentages, when you start off, the multi-op is going to take a certain percentage. And as they grow, they're going to want more of a percentage, which means less comes out, and you expect the multi-op to raise that price. But if they don't, now you're losing money. So where you made $900 before, now you make it $750. So you just, you gotta. It's hard to kind of get around that. It's hard because they have different things that they're adding and stuff as well, and it becomes more of a part of the contracts and stuff that go out, as they increase their things with stuff like photo booth and cafe lighting and all that great stuff. They start to take away from your numbers and stuff like that. So you start to lose money in a sense. You don't see it initially, but when you pay attention to it, you start to lose money. So let's just say that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very poorly ran multi-op.
Yeah.
As
a multi-op owner, I will say things like that could be avoided if the owner and the person making those decisions
cared about the people.
Yeah, basically did his fucking job. How about that? Correctly, at least.
Did I hear it right that your paycheck went down?
Yes, because the
That's
overall initial percentage
that should never happen as a multi-op owner.
Say what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The overall percentage, I'll just tell you. So initially when I started, and for the majority of the years I was there, it was like 20%. The multi-op got 20%. And then it was raised to 30%. And the prices didn't increase.
Right.
So it was like you taking another 10%, but you're not raising the prices to accommodate us for the 10%. So I'm actually losing money.
Right. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No,
that's literally there was no confusion on their end either that, oh, well, we just pay less now. That's the only
That's
the only possible
literally.
outcome.
Yeah.
Now, if they stay they kept it at 20% and they doubled their prices, well, everyone makes more money then.
Yeah,
Right.
you wouldn't have to
And there's
increase it to 30%.
You don't even have to double your prices, but just for math's sake and example's sake.
He should have considered, if he wanted more money, to charge more
Right.
to make up the
Yeah.
difference he needed.
And sometimes that's not possible, though. That's not always possible. But either way, don't take it out of your employees' pockets. I don't know. It does. To each their own. Fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want every other multi-op to be fucking ran into the ground in this area because I want to be the multi-op. Maybe not yours. All right. I hope Rick's doesn't. Ish.
I just got to keep raising my prices.
Right. Oh
Hey,
shit.
And it's the trash can.
Trash can.
Trash
All right,
can.
sorry.
You just gotta give me a heads up when you automatically raise your prices by fucking $400.
Yeah, I mean, but like we said, there's a multi-op in our area, and I was paying not quite double, but nearly double for the same shit.
Well, hearing his and also hearing theirs, what they're paying their guys, that's like chump change. I don't understand how they had DJs getting paid that.
Yeah, I agree. But also, what he just said, as for the multi-op taking 20%, I don't feel like that's fair to the multi-op.
No, that's super
no
low.
offense to, I think that's too low.
I get it. But I mean, I don't know what percentage would be considered, too low if the DJ already has everything.
If
the DJ
that is a different scenario.
You're just a booking agency. At that
is
point,
a different scenario. But whatever the case,
yeah,
I follow. All right, so moving forward, pros now. I guess you could just say the opposite of the cons on the fucking other list. But either way, now that you work for yourself only,
there's probably some personal.
What light have you seen?
What was your personal? What was the motives personally? Like, what do you love every day now that you got versus working for the multi-op? There's some personal things.
I love the interaction. One thing that I didn't get to do is I was never in on the sales pitch, and one of the things that I'm finding out is that some multi-ops, some people let the customers or just trying to get the business, they will nickel and dime or lower prices just to get the gig. And I can understand that some multi-ops will do that. But as a single op, I have really found that customers just want everything all in one price. They just like, I want you to DJ. I've seen you do great. What else can you offer me? Can you cover this? If you can, you're my guy. And I'm like, wow, this is really easy to do and stuff on this side.
Yeah.
And I just like, I'm a pretty decent salesman. I saw, Bar on here a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying about salesmen. I've been in customer service for, this is going to tell my age.
Was it 2008 you said?
even before that, I had high school jobs in customer service. I came out of high school, went to customer service in my 20s, early 30s, customer service. I mean, I've done customer service for a very long time. I've done sales and stuff for a while. I've done everything but sell cars. So, I mean, I can pretty much, sell just about anything. Mm-hmm. So I like the aspect of just being in the initial meeting with brides and grooms and stuff like that. And one of the cons, I would say, is just trying to find your footing. I think that's really the only con I ran into is just finding your footing, finding your place. And when you're first starting out, because you have no idea. I mean, you've got to shop other competitors. You've got to be competitive. You've got to have something over the other guy. You've got to, there's so many aspects that come with it. It just takes it takes a lot more work, but I'm willing, I'm always willing to do that because, I got a lot of stuff that I can show customers that other people can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool. I would say that those are some of the pros and cons and stuff with that. Plus, you get to keep everything, bro. Like you can't.
Right. There's no comparison. That's what.
You keep everything, bro.
Exactly. If you are capable of, and not everyone is, and plenty of people are, but if you're capable of, booking your own calendar out, there's just no sense in doing a multi-op.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want to, because that, like you just said, it is a full-time fucking job away from DJing, and then you have to actually do the work also. But now
one thing I will say that if I was in a different area and the multi-op, like how Rick does, I've had several conversations and stuff with Rick. If I was on like Rick's team in Fusion Sound and Lighting, and he was doing, those things, raising prices, getting the gigs, making sure that I'm always taking care of stuff, I have no reason to leave. I mean, he's giving me everything. I have no reason to. So that kind of service and stuff, sometimes you just kind of let that be the reason why you stay. But most people leave because one, they feel like they can do it on their own, and they want all the money, or two, they're just not happy with the situation.
Yeah,
that's how it is here.
So yeah, business owners taking care of their employees.
You know,
the-
sometimes in the forums on Facebook and blah, 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 I see it's basically a solo op that can book 2 or 3 gigs on a day. All of a sudden, their eyes are open. They see the money signs in their eyes, and they're like, I'm going to be a multi-op, you know, and I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And then when they do it, they're so blown away when these DJ fill-ins they get leave them, and they bail on them and fuck you, just whatever.
Leave them
and
or
I'm
ruin their
here
brand,
like,
or there's a variety of things
all
they
the
can
negative
do.
things that come along. And I'm like sitting here like, you don't have anything to offer these dudes. You had 1 gig and you were going to take half the money.
Right.
Like, you, of fucking course he's going to bail on you if he gets a double the money gig on the one day you offered him. Now, he'd probably have second thoughts if there were 30 of them and he knew he was going to lose all fucking 30. Now, what are you bringing to the table? Like, yes, you see, it's obvious what they're bringing, you know, but what do you bring to the table to make that DJ loyal? And if you can't answer that question, don't be a multi-op. Yeah. And I'm not even saying like, oh, you got to blah, 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 multi-op's hard. It's not that. You just have to think of it differently, you know.
You got to think about your people and what's going to keep them.
Right, well, yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I'm always trying to think of how can I make y'all more money? Like, and yes, I will make more money in that process
make your life easier and make you more money. Those two things.
Right. I'm always, how can I make your job easier, and how can I make you make more money and like your job more, you know, constantly.
And change with the times. That's another big thing. That's a lot of these older cats and stuff and that are in the DJ business. They don't want to change with some of the new stuff and technology and stuff that's happening. Change with the times. Some of the stuff that you've been doing over the years, it's worked over the years, but there's new innovative stuff and new ways of doing stuff. Just be
I guess I'm
open-minded.
too new.
You got
I
some
guess I'm too
examples?
young and new for that to apply, because I would imagine you're talking about these like sequin vest fuckers.
Oh, I can.
Like DJ Dazzles in the world.
Good back there. When I started with the company, that's what we wore.
I've seen your promo picture. I've seen that shit.
You know, we got a local guy here too that does the same shit. I'm pretty sure he quit now, but
I'm trying to think who you're talking about. Oh yeah, well he's old. He's older.
He's old too.
He is old, but you're
1972.
You're not wrong.
Whatever the hell is on his face.
Yeah,
but that it's crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, it's crazy. Like the original multi-op I worked for, I was the first one amongst the group that actually DJ'd.
What do you mean?
Like actually mixed music together. Like they were literally drop a track, drop a track, drop a track.
I swear to God, and it's so crazy to say this because but it's like a newer thing for DJ mixing to be widely accepted and also widely possible, because all these fucking controllers and shit and sync buttons, that didn't exist back in the day. So you had to be sick to be able to do that, you know, like mixing on vinyl records and shit. So it wasn't like a common skill to where anyone could just learn. Now, sorry to bust your bubble, DJs, it's fucking easy. So now I trained my cousin, this 18-year-old girl that was going to start training with us to DJ. I taught her to DJ and mix the song into the next song it was like an hour. You know,
she was like,
she was doing it correctly. Like some of these Twitch streamers and these DJs I see at conventions are train wrecking, and she was killing it. You know what I mean? She did it. You know,
she has the basics.
Right, exactly. She put the
DJs,
song in the fucking song.
You mean the Twitch DJs that just like drop the song on the beat, but not on the tempo?
I've honestly never watched. I've actually never watched a Twitch stream in my life, but.
You should. So much good stuff.
I just don't like watching DJs. I just don't care. You know, I mean,
he's not a DJ at heart anymore.
I watched I'll watch DJ Craze. Like he came to one of the conventions I went to, and it was like in person. Ragoza's totally different. No offense, DJ Craze is good. Personal opinion. DJ Ragoza is better.
I'm glad to see him finding like a mass footing now.
I do too. You know, me and Ragoza actually we go back, but like we used to both live in Charlotte, and we would go to metal shows together and whatnot, and so we're like friends outside of the DJ world. But Ragosa, if you're thinking metronome, like a click track, his scratching is perfect. There's no it's not laggy, there's no delay, and it's like he falls in that groove pocket perfectly. Where Craze, yes, he's sick, yes, he's famous, doesn't. He slides, he lags, and it's too fast sometimes, and it's not something I can perfectly nod my head to, period.
Right,
Where Ragosa fucking nails it. He's sick.
Right.
I got way off topic. That got me excited.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
He's a little bit of a fanboy.
But either way, I'm just saying DJing is easy now, basically.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is it's been easy since like 2000.
Yeah, well, ever since they made a sync
12
button, it's beat matching that is easy, not necessarily even phrasing, because that is not the same thing. Phrasing is where all these DJs slack because you have to have a true ear for it, even though it's simple when you do. But anyone could beat match. You fucking match the number to the other number and you're done, and then click the button on the fucking clap.
Point,
like, come on.
You make it sound so easy. You should make it How to DJ School.
I used to teach DJ lessons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Had a whole curriculum written out and everything. I wrote myself.
You're talking about to your guys where you taught?
No, I mean, I taught them too, but I'm talking about way before, back in my golden drug days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Teaching how to mix screamo music together?
Oh, my God.
That just got my mustache. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Most metal is not done on a computer, so it's not perfect on a beat grid. So unless you're mixing on vinyl, it's hard to do. But if you are on vinyl, because with the Rev 7, it has the thumb. What is that called? The little dots on the side thing. As it spins the dots.
Yeah, they tell you what I don't know. It's basically
you can ride your thumb on it.
Yeah, you can slow it down.
You can slow it down and speed it up real quick because of the turning platter, basically.
Yeah, you basically slow either deck down.
Right, and so music like metal or old rock songs that weren't mixed by a DJ and fixed, like AC/DC songs or Play That Funky Music, shit like that. They're not perfect on the beat grid, so it's easier actually to mix them on vinyl records.
Mm-hmm. Thank God they made redrums.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, that makes it easy.
Redrums make everything easy.
Click the sync button like I fucking do. I swear to God, I want a sync button tattoo, but that joke would get old, and then I'd be like, "Fuck."
You mean like in 5 years when everyone's like, "Why did you get the sync? What does that mean?" And then people don't realize that like it used to be super frowned upon to use the sync button.
Right, I'd have to explain the joke, and I'm like, I feel like an idiot.
Right.
Oh my God.
Dope.
So, Jay, we talked business. How's the solo op going? How's it going last year, this year? How's it going?
Okay, so last year, of course, everybody's last year is the best year that you've had. So last year I did.
I had the best year ever.
Right. Everybody always says, "Oh,
you need to get that tattooed." Best year ever.
Last year I did 54 weddings. 54 weddings.
Damn.
And this year, so far, I am on pace for 39 at the moment. And then I've got some stragglers and stuff like that that need to sign some paperwork. But other than that, yeah, I've got about 39 so far on the books.
Damn.
Do you cap yourself out? Let's say it's 50 gigs or 60 gigs. Do you cap yourself out and then try and maximize the dollar amount per gig? Or do you take I want 80 gigs this year approach? Like which? You see what I'm asking?
I haven't really given myself a cap and stuff yet. I kind of want to see how far I can go before I start experiencing like burnout. Like there was a couple of times stuff last year where I was like, oh gosh, like I just finished this one. I'm like really dead. Like I can still give energy, but I just kind of want to see where it goes. One of my goals on my vision board is to do about 75 weddings if I can. But I just want to see where it caps out on, just initially, and then I'll just kind of scale it back.
And it's amazing how hard that is to do in our area.
What?
To do that as a solo, to do that many weddings in a year in our area.
Oh,
As comparison to if you're up in New York, New Jersey, where like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are like all wedding wedding days at venues.
yeah.
Here
I
it's-
know a dude in Hawaii, and he was laughing because we were always talking about, oh, what's your, do you discount for Fridays? And he's like, bro, we do weddings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It just
Well,
does not matter.
every day's vacation. There
Every
isn't no
day
work.
is a peak date. Like he's like, I'm the only DJ on the whole fucking island. Like, what the fuck are you gonna tell me?
He can really clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in big cities where it's all, in my opinion, it all comes down to the venues. If there is a cap on like good venues, then you're going to see a lot of Friday, Saturday, Thursday weddings. If there is not, and you're in an area like ours where there's a new fucking barn popping up every 2 weeks, there's no cap on venues for the most part, and you're going to see pretty much only Saturdays. And in that point, you need to grow your team to satisfy those Saturdays.
In 2018, I don't remember the exact number, but it was 70, 75, somewhere in there that year. And that number is how many, by the way, that you will feel burnt out.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh my God. I remember being at the end of the year is like in tears, just like, know what I'm saying?
You were also
Like,
doing club stuff at the same time, were you?
not in 2018.
No, it was just weddings.
Yeah,
That was
this
just weddings there.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I'm just
All of a sudden, you have me doubting myself.
I'm just sitting here wondering about it because like you got people like Barr who's a freaking animal and will do 100+ events he's done it for 3 years or 2 years straight now.
Right. And when I reached out, I guess I made a post and stuff on IG, and I said, 54 weddings down. I'm exhausted. Time to take a little break. He messaged me and he was like, "Bro, you only did 54?" Like, dude, yeah, that's a lot.
A lot of people in New Jersey, like they're in the bubble. Like Nick is one of them. He literally does not comprehend anything outside of the New Jersey bubble of what happens in New Jersey, New York, where like line dances they don't exist there.
All right, I looked it up. I did 64. I'm sorry. In 2018, I did 64.
Classic DJ, take his number, subtract 20%.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hey, I am a DJ at heart still. But I will say that this is all weddings, though. I was not doing that's impressive. That's confirmed, at least.
That's awesome.
That's impressive because
that's not me trying to be, I did so many. I'm saying that number fucking sucked. That's what I was saying. It was miserable.
Yeah.
I bet you had zero weekends.
Oh,
0 weekends off.
You can't do that many and have, they're triple headers.
Well, you can in New Jersey.
Constantly.
You can do 100 weddings in New Jersey and have like 4 or 5 Saturdays off.
Yeah.
It's insane. I wonder if that helps with burnout where they do like these 4 weddings in a weekend. Like where they'll do like 4, 4, 4, 4, and then they get a single, and they're like, "Oh God, it's only one wedding, cakewalk, relax." I wonder.
Well, think about this though, Rick. All right, so let's take your package where you put up the TVs and you have the sparkling stuff. Now think about having to do that 4 times in a row every single weekend, because I mean I rarely see him do gigs where he doesn't bring out like massive amounts of equipment. So if you do that every single weekend, you would burn out.
That's why a lot of them have like 2 assistants. I don't know if you've seen like a lot of those bigger companies like Posh and that and Bar and SE, they'll send like 2 assistants to a lot of those weddings where they have like Cold Sparks and everything. Right. One, because of what
whole team.
Yeah, it's a whole team they sent. But 1, because of what he said, and 2, because a lot of those venues have extremely strict time frames for setup.
Right.
But it's a whole nother animal up there. I mean, the prices are a whole nother animal, and they reflect kind of what all happens up there, and it's its own little bubble.
It is.
2 questions.
2 questions. I like questions
in the chat that I'll acknowledge.
All right.
One
that you'll acknowledge.
One, it says, I know we say equipment doesn't matter, but can you talk about what equipment you should not buy? And then second question, where do you get your DJ operators? How do you find them?
DJ operating.
Yeah, just
Operating.
fucking, I don't know.
Like
I'd imagine.
people?
I
Yeah,
guess.
people. Where do you get your
Who-
fucking people?
Word of
DJ?
mouth. Word of
guess.
mouth, people.
You don't even have to answer the
Facebook.
question. Those are the two questions, though. I just read questions, so now we can be like blah 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 blah.
Okay. Well, people, Facebook. I mean, reach out to other DJs.
We did
in
talk
area.
about. There is a podcast that we did that we
On
talked
hiring.
so much in depth about this. But everything I said on that podcast,
was about to say,
I've
everything was about-
completely scrapped. And I've been like, well, I was super aggressive about my opinion before, and now I'm going to flip the script on y'all.
Well,
but at least I'm honest.
There definitely is new things we could talk about because it's definitely a lot different to recruit a W9 DJ than it is a W2.
Totally different. Totally different. And
Because you can recruit someone like Jay Book that's a solo op to be in your to be a W9 contractor for a few events.
right, but the people like J Book want all this fucking money.
Hey, look, you got to get your worth, man. You know what I mean? Nobody,
Get what you're
nobody
worth.
wants to
There's another podcast you can listen to about getting what you're worth.
Get what
What's
you're
this,
worth.
Mark Farrell.
Get your
Yes.
worth. Get your worth.
Now, when I was new, and I touched base on this in the other podcast, all my DJs were drug recovering addicts, and that's how I met all of them because I am also that, and so that's how we met. We were all homies, and it was a real tight knit multi-op. There was 8 of us.
And they also lived in your house.
I may as well have housed some of them, but we were all super, super close. And we were, they were all W-2'd employees and whatnot. I trained them basically all from the ground up. But now I'll basically just, if someone can prove to me that they're reliable and can handle it on their own, and if we can shake hands on a price and they're truly happy with that price to begin with, then that's really it, and then I'll make them go out a couple times just to make sure there are no red flags on their end.
Yeah,
and
That's
then
what I
I'll
was going to ask you, Eric. So how do you, and you too, Rick, how do you guys, when you find a guy who's interested in joining up, do you I know you're not going to give him like a wedding because you don't want that to bomb. You're going to send him out a few times to make sure that he at least shows up, right? Just
Right.
at least is there.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
I
how do
also, if I'm concerned, if I don't know if they're even going to show up, I don't know that person enough anyways, and I probably won't even have that conversation.
there's
with them.
a lot
It's
of
not
red
like
flags.
just, some random Facebook guy. That's not even, I know these dudes, even though they
Right.
don't work for me yet,
Right, because I have a lot of guys that hit me up from different counties and stuff here, Spartanburg, Greenville, and they'll say, "Hey, man, I see your videos and stuff like that. If you ever need a roadie," and I'm just like, it's so weird to answer that response because I'm like, "Oh man, I don't know what you do. I mean, are you a DJ? Do you do any of that stuff?" So I guess I just don't know what the process and stuff is to finding another guy. Because I am running into that. People ask for the same
Roadies.
dates everybody does, and I'm having to shoot that down and turn that down. But I would like to capitalize on that.
in the DJ world, having a roadie come to an event is literally the same thing as an interview in the real job world. You can judge. I've had probably 5 or 6 different people, never hired any of them other than being an assistant, but they've had other things that made them go in different areas, or they didn't even want to be a DJ for me. They just wanted to come along and be a roadie. And
Right.
It's a very quick, like literally as soon as we get to the event, I can start to judge even on the ride there too, I can ask questions and trivial stuff, and I can see, 1, I can tell if you're bullshitting me, and 2, just in general, you can learn a lot about their character and their traits and what they do outside of work and that sort of thing. And then when they go to start setting up, you can very quickly tell if they have any fucking clue what they're doing. Like when they're asking you what end of the XLR to plug into the speaker, oh, okay, so you literally have no fucking clue what you're doing.
Well, I mean, so
It's not a bad thing, though.
We're talking about finding a new subcontractor that's already experienced, doesn't have any. My first thing is show me your wedding DJ setup right off the bat.
Okay,
if
there's
they
a
don't
good
have
one.
a fucking picture for you,
dope.
you're full of shit. You know what I mean? Like. So that's the first, what do you have? Is it quality? Let's get that conversation out of the way. Because if I'm going to have to supply gear for you, that's a whole nother ball game of conversation. Anyways.
Yeah,
so
I skipped ahead.
they passed that. Oh, Loyal. What's up, dude? I see you.
Then the social media.
Maybe if social media is a super big problem, and it's funny because I say that and I'm the fucking worst.
I'm not
on
necessarily
social
looking for.
media.
I'm not looking for problems. I'm more or less looking to see if they have photos or videos of what they do.
See, I don't even want them to be like that. Like, and if they are, that's great. But no offense to J-Book, but I don't want the J-Books because they do what J-Book did, And I'm not trying to hold anyone back. Like, that's not my even thought process. Is but if I see a DJ and I can already tell there's not going to be a lifespan with my company, what's the point?
Right.
You're already holding them back if you hire them. They should just be trying on their own anyways. So if they're too much content, dude, red flaggy,
Yeah, I'm kind of more like seeing if they're even active on social media to some degree because I don't know. I want someone that actually knows how to use social media to some degree.
Yeah,
I want someone that's going to stay with the times as they move forward in the company. I normally ask for a resume.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see
you
reviews.
Ask for a resume?
I want to see reviews. I'm not literally gonna ask for a resume, but I'm gonna be like, what the fuck have you been doing?
It's kind of like when people reach out to me because I've done a couple like YouTube posts and be like, anybody want to work for me? Like whatever, hit me up, send an email to this, and they're like one. I'm seeing what email you send me to because a lot of them are like, I want to be your DJ.
Oh yeah. Oh my
It's
goodness.
just like,
oh well, yeah. I'm not even talking. I literally ignore a shitload of messages. That's not even my fuck all those people. No offense to them, but like I'm talking about these dudes. I know them to a certain extent.
Yeah, yours is different. Yours is different. Man.
Well, I'm not talking about my W-2 people. I'm talking about literally these brand new 1099 people that I'm getting.
I know. I'm saying it's different.
And
I'm different. Well, I guess we're skipping over where you got the people in the first place. Because are you reaching out to people or are they reaching out to you?
I'll make a post and I'll reach out to them and like hint at it and see if they're still thinking about it. Because over the years, I've had so many people contact me about it and I wasn't prepared to do it. And now that I am, I'm like, what happened to that conversation? And really, I've circled back to 4 or 5 guys doing that are currently doing gigs for me.
Yeah, it's a different. What I'm thinking is it's more of a different pool when like we make a post versus you make a post. Your pool is a lot more DJ actually in the industry doing some shit. Mm-hmm. We have like fans of all ages, sizes, and groups.
You're fucking talking about YouTube, aren't you?
Yeah, well, YouTube or Instagram or any of that. There's a lot of fans of varying ages from literally like 8 years old all the way to the 50-year-old or whatnot that's following us. So it's a lot more sifting in a way to do.
I also am really plugged into the Charlotte DJ scene.
Yeah, from your background.
Right. And some of those guys, I'll say just they get it. So they're not, you know what I mean? There's a big difference between a club DJ that don't get it and can't go rock a wedding, but they get it. They know how to separate and whatnot. And so I've circled out to them, but they take a little bit of training. So I'll pay those dudes to train if they're gonna do at least like a year with me or something. But each dude's different. Yeah. I don't know.
And here locally, they just kind of started like this DJ cafe type deal where just DJs and stuff in the area, whether it be Charleston or here, just from all over South Carolina. They'll just have everybody just kind of meet up, just chit chat, and sometimes you can just network and stuff that way. I try to go see other guys and stuff like that, man, but it's like some of these guys are it's like the same old guys. I'm like, South Carolina is about the size of my fist.
I know every single DJ you're talking about. I can name
See what I mean?
all 8 of them.
All of them, right. It's only like 8 right now. You're exactly right.
They're all really good, though.
Yeah, and this place is no bigger than this, and it's like, you can only go but so many different places trying to see somebody different, but it's very niche wise and stuff here. Like you either in or you're out, or you're an old head, or you're just beginning and you're a club guy. So it's just hard to find an additional person.
So Jay, what you need to do is those top 8 solo guys or whatever they're there, you need to spend like a month and figure out a way to pitch a business of some sort. I have no idea how you would do it. That would provide benefit to all of them.
You don't know these dudes.
I don't. I'm just saying, if you wanted to do it, that's how you would do it. But good luck. Like, it's going to take a very, very brilliant idea.
Second approach. Figure out a way
So plan B.
to harm them to where they can't DJ anymore. And
Steal
then
the events.
you change the game. Then you change the situation.
Make your price higher, be better.
I think that when you offer more money, I mean, most people would be willing to take more money and stuff like that, right? Over a club,
You'd think
right?
that. You would think that.
Right. Well, maybe
I was
they don't
about to
wanna
say, you
commit
probably have
to
experience with
role.
that.
It's just not the case all the time. Some people are truly lazy. Oh, and I don't even
Set
know
in
if
their
lazy
ways.
is the word.
Set in their ways.
They're comfortable, and they look at wedding DJing like it is the lamest, most miserable thing on the face of the earth, and they're like, "I'm in it for the craft," or whatever they say, and they'd rather make a fourth of the paycheck at a club. And who are you to say otherwise? I guess.
If I ever do a convention speech, that's going to be in there. It's going to talk about
You
how.
steal my shit.
No, I'm literally just going to talk about how you guys say you're in it. You're in it for the crap, but that ain't going to make you shit.
Yeah, I mean it's not their their argument is I'm not doing this for the money, even though I do this for money.
Yeah,
It's like there's like
sense.
a line, and
That'll be my joke.
and
Quote Erik Massengale.
I can't argue their point because I don't have it myself, but there's no convincing them because I've talked to those dudes trying to get them on the team, and it's just not a thing.
Or they DJ because they love making people happy.
Maybe. I mean, and these dudes are sick, most of them.
He's
at
right.
least.
These guys are great. They're great guys, but I mean, the club scene here, $200 a weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not getting a whole lot of money.
Hey, Raleigh's paying $450.
You got a bigger market for clubs. I mean, who comes to USC parties unless you're already going to school here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not either.
This is a good conversation whenever we do get Icon on here. Icon is one of those dudes that turntablist at heart, sick as fuck at DJing, a true DJ. I'll call him a true DJ and I won't go off on a rabbit hole. But but he gets the wedding separation and the club separation. He's the type of dude. He even just said, "Let's take the club to the wedding, baby." And a lot of younger DJs want to do that. And, anyone in the bit, I'm sure he knows this too. Can't always do that because the client will be like, "What the fuck are you doing at my wedding? I'm trying to do the fucking cha-cha slide and chill." And so be it, but that's just how it is. But some are, and if that's your clientele, then hell yeah. But
yeah, and we had a good, back when we did quarantine DJs, when we had Icon on, he talked a little bit about that. Mm-hmm. In terms
he's in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I know. He's in a tourist, a travel destination wedding area.
Yep.
Which benefits him pretty heavily.
One of the things that I like about him, because I'm glad you mentioned that quarantine DJ setup, because since then I've been kind of talking to him, and the thing about Icon that I absolutely love is all those things that we say, that's not marketable here, that's up there. He's selling those. He's selling dancing.
He's
on the
a
cloud.
marketer.
He's selling TVs. With all kind of crazy stuff. He's selling all the extra add-ons, and he keeps it all in house. It's amazing. The interview with him is going to be great. I can tell you.
He blows my mind
really
with his
want
marketing.
Myrtle Beach.
With his in-house video and everything, and
the whole that can't work in my market is such a fucking bitch thing to say, though. At the same time,
be the first one to do it.
Oh, it's just you clearly didn't figure it out. That's the, I won't, that's a bitch thing to say. That was a mean way to say that. But you didn't figure it out, and that's all there is to it. People, they were like, a small multi-op in Greensboro is all you're going to be able to do because Greensboro is small. Well, I don't know if I'd call it small at this point, not to, but it's, you figure it out. Just figure it out, Like I said, Icon's doing this fucking production in Myrtle Beach. No offense to Myrtle Beach, but we've seen Myrtle Beach, you know.
Yeah.
And he's doing some serious production. It can be done. He just figured it out, you know.
And he gets the outlets and stuff by going into. He still DJs in
marketing.
clubs and stuff too.
Yeah.
So he gets to have his creativeness kind of still spread to the club atmosphere and do a ton of weddings and stuff. Man, he's got it figured out down there.
Well, we'll talk more about that with the man himself.
I was about to say he's in
We're
the
about
chat.
to
He's
steal
in the
his
chat right
steez.
now talking about everything. He is late. He is later in the roster.
There was
so
also there was one question of my 2 questions that I mentioned earlier that I'll circle back to.
Okay.
What gear should you not buy? Not what's the uplights you should get. None of that. What's the gear you should not buy? And I say any gear that is not going to make your life easier or make you more money. That's what you shouldn't buy. Beyond that, I don't know what you shouldn't buy.
And to elaborate on the make you money, have a plan in place to make money with it.
I mean, if that's the case, yeah. But let's say you have a perfectly good set of whatever speakers. Well, if you just want to buy the white version of that speaker all of a sudden, just think about, is the white version of that speaker going to get you more money in some way? Are you all of a sudden going to get more bookings? Are you going to be up your rates? Well, is it a waste of fucking money? Probably.
I mean,
or
you could be a genius marketer and sell the all white package and do this crazy marketing and everything to get more money out of it.
Right. And if that's
you
the
have to have a
case,
plan.
then you should.
Yeah,
you know,
you have to have a plan for it.
Now, don't, because that's fantasy. But
I can see it.
I do like all the white stuff.
I can see it in there's marketing campaigns that could work, but you have to be pretty established, and that has to be like there's a lot of other shit you should buy before that to try and make money with, is what I'm trying to say.
Don't buy fog machines. Biggest waste of money in my life. A lot of venues that we've worked at won't even allow fog machines. I've also cut J-Book off like 10 times. So what were you going to say, J-Book?
That fucking guy in the glasses.
Any any gear that you can't make back your money, I think within a reasonable amount of gigs, you just don't need it. So I'd say probably, anywhere from 5 to 6 gigs. If you can't make that money back and it's not profitable in that manner, I don't think that you should buy it.
When we did photo booths for the first time, so what I didn't buy the photo booth, but I added it to our pricing.
That's where I was going.
Fast forward, I can't remember the month, but let's just say it was a year. So let's say it was, 2018. Well, I didn't book the photo booths. It was only available for 2019 and on. And so I had it booked. It was like 20 something times. I don't remember. I'm lying about the numbers because I don't remember specifically.
Add
but
40%.
I booked it a year in the future. And then I had gotten all the down payments for it, and it paid for the whole photo booth. And then I bought the photo booth, and then the year came, and I realized it was the biggest mistake of my fucking life. But
I remember
that's
some
another
text
story.
during that. I remember some text from him at that point. He was like, "This fucking photo booth keeps breaking and shit."
God, so white works if you have expendable money. Some other dude was saying something about expendable money, and the thing about expendable money is I've never heard of that.
You mean I want to purposely not make as much money as I could this year.
The dude who said that is my homie, so I will not completely shred, but I'm going to shred you a little bit because you're my homie and I know you can take it. But expendable money, that's money lost. Period.
Right.
That's money I can't go buy another
fucking
Tesla
don't say
with.
it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, a tax write-off is money lost. That's still cash out of pocket. I don't give a fuck.
An excuse to buy
A tax write-off that costs you money, it doesn't make you money, is a loss of money. Period.
Yeah, my fucking girlfriend, fiance, is the king of saying, "But it's a tax write-off."
I'm pretty bad at it too. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll say it in a heartbeat over a convention or a vacation, but yeah, no, I feel that.
I've been taken out. They have paid for food and other. So literally, it's classified as fucking income.
He said he was being sarcastic. Good, bitch.
I looked up the definition because I was very interested. And it says the income someone has available to spend or save after taxes have been taken out, and they've already paid for food and other basic needs. So basically, it's
money that you can waste.
Savings money.
Money you can waste. And I'm just not a money
yeah.
waster, I guess. I don't know. He said he was kidding anyway, so fucking
Thank God.
Good. Are you in the chat, Jay?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm scrolling up and stuff here.
Inflation is coming, guys. How are you guys going to raise your prices?
We just did. I just raised them, and then here we are.
Oh, so you went back? Because I know you retracted.
I retracted a little bit, yeah, but we still raised them though.
Yeah.
Even with the retraction, it's still pretty substantial.
Yeah, I'm on the second raise, so which is where I was last time I told you.
I'm pretty sure you're pretty far above us now. Though,
yeah,
after our
I know I'm for
retraction.
Pretty much anyone that gets booked now with the normal fucking shit is $2,000 and up.
Yeah, not us.
Yeah, so thank God.
Loyalty Entertainment asked me if I go to if I grow to a multi-op, what would I do differently? And the simple answer to that is treat people like you would want to be treated. I would definitely make sure that all the mistakes that happened to me never happens to anybody that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, because all of them are lessons. So I would definitely, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but I would definitely change all of that and make sure that I treat my employees with the same respect that I would want.
Yeah, I mean, I would even, and I actually do this to my, I guess, employees that are subcontractors, but I'll flat out ask them, what do you like, what do you not like about all of this? Right. You know, just fill me in. Be honest. Like, if you don't like some shit, just let me know. I might not be able to fix it, but I want to know because I might be able to.
What's crazy is, Eric, I've never heard that question since I've been a DJ.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
Not one time.
That's literally why. I mean, Eric probably does this too, but literally every year, the 6 months, I literally tell everyone, hey, we need to schedule a time to sit down and chat, and just tell me what all you think. Do you like your price point? Do you want more money? Where are you at? Do you need help? Etc.
You want a back rub?
Do you want a back rub? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to pet my dog?
Yeah.
It's a cute dog.
My dog is cute. Thank you.
This is getting...
It's actually funny you said that because literally, I had them all booked in like January to come and do their consultations or whatever, to come in and talk. And it was like the first week of my puppy, so they all like spent like 30 minutes with the puppy getting all warmed up, and then they came in the office and we sat down and chat.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, good things come out of it. It's a good thing.
We
got the gas.
Sorry, I was gonna say, Greg. We agreed to not go into the gas topic.
Yeah, Greg.
We're just gonna act like he didn't say it, and we're just gonna move right on.
I think we all should make a video on that.
We'll come back to that in like 2 weeks if shit hit the fan.
And I am gonna talk him out of that, so he's lying to you right now.
I'll talk one of the hosts into bringing it up. Oh, there it is. That's the 10 o'clock alarm.
I'm not going to do change clothes, Aaron. I'm sorry. This is live. I'm going to do change clothes.
Someone asked how much we pay our operators. We kind of already talked about that, but
yeah, it kind of varies. A rough number, 40 to 50% of the bill, but that kind of varies, so I can't really say specific.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, we're not getting in that conversation.
Yeah.
They're talking about it in the chat, and it's like, oh,
I don't even see the chat you're talking about somehow.
It's just the questions they're asking about how they're implementing it. Yeah.
Oh.
Rap?
I think Taco wrap?
I got a baby.
Yeah, no.
1 hour. 1 hour, bros. I love being on here. I wish, I honestly... I would prefer to do this every single day, but
we'll see about making it every week. That way we can add in all those hosts that literally got drafted to like.
Bar just popped in. Let's just do every other week with Bar so we get actual views.
We're
just gonna mooch off of Bar's.
We should just make Bar a third host.
Yeah,
and just bring him in.
Permanent host. I'm gonna get one of those. You know what Fathead is?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna get a Fathead of Bar,
and we'll just put it here at all times.
Right here.
Yeah.
We'll just make Bar part of the whole entire podcast.
Everyone's excited about Bar.
Yeah, see, like
why you got so excited? Look, this is the book show.
Yeah,
today.
fuck Bar.
Yeah,
J Book. I'm the fucking dude in the glasses. Let's go.
My damn show today. He's not going to come in here and take over my show. Okay.
That's funny.
Jay, you got any other things you wanted to mention on this podcast before we kind of wrap it up here?
Not really. If you guys already support me, appreciate everybody that supports what I do, and things like that. You can find me on all social media platforms at DJJ Book. I keep it real easy, real simple.
The book
I
club.
love what these guys are doing because they are always amazing and they give you just really, straightforward answers. And that's the kind of people you need in your life. Just people who just give it to you straight, especially Erik. I love the fact that Erik just kind of gives it to you straight shot, no chasing.
That's
So
the
I love
dude
that.
with the glasses.
And Rick
dude with
always
the
keeps me
glasses.
on point with the business aspect and stuff of it. So these guys are great. Keep up the good work, guys.
Appreciate it.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, I guess. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Like Jay said, go follow him. Follow the book club on all social media sources. Go let them know you love them. If you guys liked the podcast today, be sure to click the like button, share it. You can also see the podcast on pretty much listen to the podcast on every source out there. Apple Music, Spotify, etc. Links are in the description down below. You guys can go follow it. The episode, the audio only one, gets released about a week after it's posted, and we post clips and stuff throughout the week leading up to it. But we have guests on every other week, probably going to be going to every week here in, say, a month or so. We'll see about it. Try and get more people on here. We got a whole guest list. Sorry about the delay. We had a week off there. We went like 3 weeks between now and the last one. But we got a set list of people lined up. Lots of good people coming. Very well-known people in the industry. I'm excited to have them on here and talk to them all. But Jay, thank you so much for being on here with us.
The legend.
Any last words, Erik?
No.
All right, guys. Peace out. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Drop that dubstep track.